Hello and welcome back to our 12th episode of the Labyrinth of Thieves campaign. We are your hosts and storytellers here from Wanderlustdnd. Very excited to jump into tonight's episode. So, last we left off, Cachet and Revenant made their way through the city together, discussing their seemingly shared connection with the nightmares that were haunting them. After Revenant revealed his true identity as a voidling, with not as clear of memories as Cachet had surrounding his transformation. They arrived near a drop point in Jesser Square, to which Revenant left the information he had stolen from the military academy in a bathhouse in the Gem Ward. Also on their way to Jesser Square, Fenris, Gizmo, and Al, with a new companion, Detective Dixon, fled the warehouse with one of their workers, who was prying at her clockwork arm that was attached to her. With the group back together, they all questioned Detective Dixon, trying to pry into his past and his interests in the West Repair Yard. He revealed that he was working with a young lad named Dion, who just happened to be the son of a big mob boss in town. Did anybody remember that mob boss's name? Well done, lads.
I know, it's double tap Dominic. Double tap
It
Dominic.
is.
I got that.
Double tap Dominic.
I was muted.
Of the Rubin family.
In my defense, I wasn't here.
I know.
Cousin of Curb Stomp Kevin.
Curb Stomp Kevin, I like that. As you all took a short rest, Al and Revenant realized that Humphrey was no longer there with you. Seemingly
Revenant realized, Al didn't.
Sorry, my mistake.
I definitely realized.
Revenant said, "Hey, where is Humphrey?" And Al said, "He's right here." Oh.
And with that, we fade back in.
Dun dun dun.
I'm here with everyone as well. Yeah.
You are, yes.
Cool.
Gizmo has been with everyone this whole time.
He's just been tinkering.
Tinkering and kind of keeping to himself. There was a lot that you kind of realized when you were in the West Repair Yard, that there seems to be kind of some strange magic going around that you kind of recognize. But as the six of you hurry through the darkened streets of the city, following, I'm assuming, Cachet and Dixon through the alleyways, keeping off the main roads. It is a brisk jog east. You heading back to the West Repair Yard, kind of peering out through alleyways to make sure that things are clear as you approach this area, and it is seemingly dark inside. So what would you all like to do?
I did set the alarms around
You did.
the worker before we left. Yeah.
I believe it was the windows, a big square around the floor itself, and then the doors.
Yes. Yeah.
And how big are the doors?
This is the Dixon's office, correct?
Oh, Dixon's office. Sorry.
Yeah. So just a
No,
regular
of course.
size door.
Yeah. Okay. Can I have a look from a distance, see what I can see?
Kind of taking in the whole warehouse area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say at the moment you guys are kind of across the street in kind of a darkened part of the city, and so you can have a look around. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Is it night?
Okay.
It is currently nighttime. Yeah, it's getting dark.
Cool.
Um, 18.
18. Okay. From this distance, what you can see is there appears to be kind of like almost 4 warehouses that are built in a kind of triangle, almost. The one that you went into is the largest before. And at the moment, there doesn't seem to be any lights on in any of the buildings.
Awesome.
And with that roll, you do not see anyone else outside it either. It is dark.
Not really dark for me, but I can see.
I'll turn to Dixon. Like, so where's that vent entrance you mentioned?
We're gonna have to go around the southeast side by the river.
We should probably do that then.
Yeah, I just you're all looking around, so I just was giving you a bit of time.
Is there a door?
Dixon kind of points over, and you can see the two very large doors. And Fenris, Gizmo, Al, you recognize these are the doors that you went into. They are currently closed. Kind of look like they sliding doors almost. Yeah.
Well,
I'm staying linked.
Are we going as one, or are we splitting up?
I'm definitely not going anywhere on my own.
Yeah, I think we should stay together.
Yes.
I'm also staying linked to Humphrey, so if there's any danger.
Okay.
You said there was a back entrance, didn't you?
There's vents, the exhaust vents. Yeah, here Are we ready to go? I can show you. We'll just have to be quiet.
Yes,
I've lost his accent all of a sudden. Hang on.
Yes,
what am I, Southern? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're Southern.
Yeah, you're Southern.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
One question. How big is this vent?
Kind of looks over all of you. Just about fit the big fella, pointing to Gizmo.
Yeah, if you want us to go in quiet, it might not be good for a large metal creature to be scraping inside, would you say?
I could potentially turn
Honestly,
Gizmo
this
into gas.
is designed for a stealthy movement. It's actually a lot quieter than you think, and I'll show as I take a step. It's barely any noise.
No noise.
Oh, well then. That solves that. Let's go.
Right, let's go.
I just
Please
said
go.
that.
He's gonna
My
roll
voice
his
modulator
eyes.
wasn't working. I've been shouting at you this entire time.
Gizmo's just in the suit. Why won't you pay attention to me?
Yes, we are wondering why you're so quiet.
It's literally like being on a Teams call where you're talking to people, you forget you're on mute. Like that's literally
That's what
Yeah.
Gizmo did. He
Okay,
muted
why aren't they
himself.
listening to me?
It isn't it, I wasn't
Muted.
broken. He just saw the mute button and was like, oh fuck.
He muted himself last session.
Cat-
All right, so Dixon begins to lead you southeast to the southeast end of the yard towards the river. I need stealth checks, please, from all of you if you are going in quietly.
Is this considered dark?
Oh, very much
Yeah.
so.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah.
That is kind of the curious thing you are noticing, that there are lights in the city. The city is actually quite bright while you're walking through. The warehouse is not. This whole west repair yard seems to be void of light. Not in like a spooky, scary nightmare way that you guys have been experiencing, but in a like all the lights are out. There's not even big, sections that are kind of showing outside just to give, some semblance of.
Is there any sound of work going on in it?
Go ahead and make a perception check, Gal, if you're
Okay,
listening.
I got 17 on my stealth, but
17, okay.
27 on
perception.
mine.
27, okay.
14.
14,
21.
That's it.
26.
Sorry.
26, okay.
Who got more than me?
Oh my god! I got a natural 20. So.
Wow.
Okay, right.
Ooh, you didn't say you got a natural 20.
Yeah, there was I rolled a natural 20 and then I got excited and then people were talking and I couldn't get excited over them and I was like,
You put pride in your
Aw.
excitement.
Come on, Miguel. You have to call these natural orcas.
Yeah.
it wasn't a natural orca, it was the other dice. The orca
Oh,
only rolled a 5.
you traitor.
They only rolled
Oh.
No, you only rolled a 5. I rolled with
Dare you.
advantage, sure.
I
Oh.
feel betrayed for your dice.
No, the dice betrayed me with its 5.
Orcas would never betray. They don't have it in them.
No, they
I know,
don't.
they wouldn't.
Okay, so that is a very, very high success rate for all of you, which is good. And Al, what was your perception check?
I got a 1 plus 7. So 8.
Okay.
Well, he got
It
a 20.
is-
I simultaneously got a 1.
And And the game balances. Okay, so as you are all moving in this unit, this stealthy, quiet manner, Al, you are following your companions, listening out and kind of trying to hear any kind of sounds of machinery working in the warehouse, like you experienced just a few hours before. And you just keep getting pulled into these weird directions as you're trying to concentrate. You go from, is that a sound, to a dark space, to, wait, what was that, to curled up in a corner. It's almost like you were getting distracted with visions and images of Humphrey. There you go. There's a nice way for your natural one.
Yeah.
The rest of you move very, very easily in this manner, following Dixon, and can quite clearly hear machinery going on inside. It's quite loud as you get closer. Cachet, you nearly vanish to the rest. It's almost like even your breath is being held, and as you take a moment as you're following Dixon, you actually can almost feel yourself just go into silence, and that scar flares a bit on your back, and it's like you just dissipate for a moment and then come back onto the other side. Revenant, very similar. But it's different because you actually vanish. And I would say, depending on where you are in your marching order, you just reappear there up at the top. Completely into darkness. And then reappear.
Awesome.
But all of you can quite clearly hear machinery going on inside. And as you come around the corner, Dixon turns around to see if you all are behind him, because he can't hear you, any of you. You are all so quiet. And as he turns around and sees Revenant in front of him, reappearing out of what it seems like mists of shadow, he kind of freaks a bit for a second, turns and smacks his head really loud against a pipe as he rolled a 4 on his stealth, and you hear a really loud and kind of a sound as it rattles up the side of the warehouse.
I just turn and look at him and go,
oh, fuck! He's just holding his head, and it's like a big red mark.
Oh, we went to go in quiet.
You don't sneak up on me like that.
We're supposed to sneak and be quiet.
Yeah.
He's looking a little bit
You should expect that,
disorientated.
really.
End of the whole point, right?
Yes. Obviously, none of us did anything wrong.
You know what? Just keep your voices down. The vent is here. And he just points, and you see kind of a like person-size vent almost, with a big, gnarly, kind of rusted, almost looking grate in front of it. Pretty thick metal being used.
how are we supposed to get into the vent?
That's the whole reason I showed you the blueprint, so that you guys could figure out, and you said you would be fine getting inside.
We've got some brains here. Let's have a look.
We have a walking toolbox with us.
Yeah.
And
What
you
is
think
holding
it's-
this grate in place?
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Can any of us help him?
Yeah, if you all are looking, you can.
Yeah.
You can give him advantage.
I'll help him because I can see in the dark, so...
Okay. Well, so can he, but...
yeah,
that'd
so
be
I'll
a
just
19.
give you advantage.
19, okay. It appears that this grate is what at first looks like it was welded into place. It's actually not. It does appear to be bolted, and there are 6 bolts holding it in place. They look about 3 inches long or so.
Okay. I okay, go beyond this. I have an ability that lets me make a set of artisan's tools in an hour. Can I just make like one of those items that's like the right size to take off these bolts in less time?
I mean,
I don't need the
you
whole
have
thing. I just need
Tinker's-
this one tool.
I feel like you have Tinker's tools. Is that not what you need? Are you looking for what artisan tool are you looking for?
Well, I suppose like for bolts, I would have thought they would have been, I don't know, maybe like smith's tools or something. But if they're fine enough that like tinker's tools will work, I'll go with that.
I'm curious what's in
You
tinker
could tinker with large machinery as well.
Yeah.
Like smithing is more like you'd be
Right,
crafting bolts.
but if this is like
not using
a big grate that's bolted in, like I don't know how I'm going to be able to tinker with a screw. Like,
Would thieves' tools help? If you have anything to work and start getting them out.
yeah, I mean maybe.
Okay, so
If
tinker's
you can
tools.
adapt your hands to one of the tools and just say instead of using the pick lock, is just hold it sideways for like a flathead screwdriver.
Wait, don't you have a gadget tool?
Oh, I do. I have an all-purpose tool. I keep forgetting I have this.
That's
I got you.
There.
Perfect.
Yes, I'll use that.
Awesome. All right. Go ahead and make a. I don't even freaking know. All-purpose tool. Sleight of hand
Okay.
and add your intelligence modifier because it's a tool that you're proficient with.
I'll hold the grate to help him, just so it doesn't fall.
Is it? Wait. Is it? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna treat it like you're doing a Tinker's Tools check. So
Nice.
roll with your. The roll itself is a sleight of hand check, but you can add double your proficiency and your intelligence because you're using the tools.
Okay. So that'd be first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
That
I'm
would
making it
be. That would be. Let's see. So if it's plus proficiencies 2, 7, 9, so that'd be 20.
20. Brilliant. Exactly what you needed. So this process takes probably, I'd say about 6 minutes as you very carefully, each of the bolts. Okay, as you each of the bolts, Fenris holding the grate in place so that as it gets lower and lower, or more and more loose, that it doesn't just drop. Go ahead and make a strength check there for me, Fenris.
Okay. Just straight strength?
Yeah.
16.
16. Okay, easily done. Flexing a little bit, you hold the grate, no problem. It's heavy though. Like it's definitely not just anybody could just get through here. It's obviously put in place to keep things safe in the warehouse, make sure people aren't sneaking in, but also allowing for exhaust to leave. And as Gizmo gets 3 down, you don't even hear anything behind you. But about, what is it, half your movement, Revenant?
Yep. Half my
What's
movement.
half your movement?
It would be 20 feet.
Okay, so just all of a sudden, 20 feet down into the exhaust tunnel, Revenant appears. Seemingly to fold out of the shadows and a kind of state. You actually see kind of whiffs of darkness fall off him as he just stands there looking at you.
I didn't do that, did I?
You accidentally teleporting people again.
I found a way
I don't
in.
think I've done it by accident before, but
Which way? Where did you go? Where's the other way in?
Through the shadows.
You want to get the last thing off?
I can't do
It's
that.
heavy.
So it's great for me.
Fenris is like flexing.
This is heavy. You want to get the last one off?
I look ahead, and Rev's gonna move forward to get out the other end of the
Okay.
vent.
It's odd. This tunnel is kind of goes into a weird U shape. It kind of down very quickly, and you actually find yourself sliding a little bit. Duck your head down, and kind of then have to. Again, it's a U, so you kind of go down and you stop, and then you have to climb 15 feet back up. However, you could just.
Climbing is no bother to me, so.
Yeah, that is true. So you are continuing further into the tunnel. The rest of you, Gizmo, are you continuing with what you're doing?
Yeah, continue to move that, and if it feels like it's going to drop as Fenris is holding it, I'll try and assist so that it doesn't
Okay.
clang.
Yeah, I'll
Definitely.
try and gently lean it down and against the wall.
Perfect. So between the two of you, easily done. You can get a hold of it. The last bolt comes out, and you can carefully move it to the side. the way is open.
Does it look
This
like
is the
I'll
way.
be able to fit okay, or in the
If you
slimmed
crouch
down form?
down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, especially in your slim down form. Yeah, you'd probably have a harder time with the big gauntlets,
Mm.
with the kind of thinner form that you're currently in. Yeah, if you bend down, it's about, I'd say this tunnel's about 5 feet high. So you're definitely gonna have to crouch. I think Fenris will have to crouch.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
A few of you will have to kind of bend down, but not too.
So-
too bad.
Ladies first.
All right.
I'll nod and head in.
Okay. So marching order, please.
Well, obviously Revenant's way ahead, so I'll
Yep.
probably follow in next then.
I'll go after that.
Okay, Cache.
I really don't want to be in the back.
Of course, you come just behind me.
After you.
Al, and then Gizmo. Lovely. Similar to Revenant, you all, about 30 feet into this tunnel, notice that it kind of does a U shape down. So you all have to either kind of drop down or slide down 15 feet or so. It kind of comes to a point at the bottom, and then you have to go back up. So I think between all of you, you can work together as you're going through this. I will put, actually, Revenant, Yugon, and Fenris Cache, I'll put Dixon between there. He'll go in after you guys. Or before Al. Perfect.
Ooh, there's a map. I can tell there's going to be a map.
There is.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
There is a map.
Give it to me.
I am the map.
I
So
am the
I will get you in now.
Are you ready?
I hope you guys like the map.
Never.
Are you ready? Are you ready for map?
Yes, I am. Do you love map?
I don't know why.
I love map.
I love map.
I love map.
Gonna need
Ooh.
So, sorry guys, I know you're already in, but what appears to be, so just don't move for a second, but as Revenant, as you were moving ahead of everyone, it's strange because as you're moving forward, you can see perfectly in this darkness. And as you get to the end of this tunnel, it just seems like nothing, like a wall as you approach.
How is it like the
Oh.
profile
No,
of
no, it
Dixon in
hasn't
black and
changed
white? He's
anything.
nearly like a shadow in the picture now.
Who is? Oh,
Dixon.
see,
He's just
Dixon?
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, pure shady. That.
He's just.
fair.
I mean, well.
Hiding in the doorway.
Oh. Is that showing up okay on the recording there?
So I'm fine.
All right. All right. So Revenant, as you approach, as you get closer, it actually looks like it's just a shelving unit that's been pushed in front of this area, which is odd. This is an exhaust tunnel, so yeah.
Push it out of the way.
And Ken, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
What happened?
I may need help with this.
You all get there, and Revenant's just like against it.
Help there.
Okay, so I rolled a 4 minus 1.
Here, fine. I'll try.
Oh yeah,
Al,
yes.
Al, go
Let's
ahead.
absolutely.
That's the one person I'm gonna ask for help. Al, can you help me with this?
Go on
please?
then.
Please,
I'll
yes.
try. What is it? Strength?
Oh
This
my
should be
God.
it.
All the rest of us are sitting there with our arms crossed, watching.
Dixon's looking at you all like, you're letting him. Oh,
Okay.
We're just smiling.
If me and Al are pushing this together, I did roll a 19 on my second one, so minus 1 will be an 18.
okay. And a 9, Al.
No, 10. I rolled
a
a
10.
13
Okay,
minus
okay.
3.
Okay. You know what happens is you both start to kind of push on it, and it doesn't budge. Both of your feet actually kind of go backwards a bit for a second, and then just Revenant gets a little bit more. Fran actually runs down your.
I like to think,
down
I was
your
gonna say, I
arm,
like to think Fran runs down.
and
Fran's
she
actually the one that
starts to
moves it.
push.
Yeah.
There you go. And she begins to push against the and Revenant's side pushes forward. Al's does not.
And I'm going to sit down.
That's when you.
That's me done.
This is when you
Oh,
realize the
Thank
shelf
you,
was-
Al.
Oh, you're very welcome. I don't think I did much. I mean, to be honest.
You made me look better.
Oh.
He
Glad
did.
to be of
That he
assistance
did.
You provided us all with a bit of enjoyment as well.
Absolutely.
I am
You are-
genuinely pleased to hear that I brighten your day.
I feel.
But I really
should
want to find
point out
Humphrey, so if someone strong could please push the grate, that would be great.
Yes, excuse me.
I'll give you a hand.
Okay, I will.
There's not even a
try and
roll.
move it.
You're fine. this was a very, very easy. You're fine. You just pull the
Insurmountable odds.
Yeah.
Oh,
If your strength isn't in the minus, you can probably just move it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you both did very well. Though I should think to point out that it does have wheels.
Pretty much, it rolls out of the way.
Oh, we just take the brakes
Through
off.
one arm.
and
Is
then
the
put
heavy
it
thing
back on.
behind
Yeah,
this?
I was just going to say.
But you all enter into this space. Fenris, Al, and Gizmo, you recognize this space, this warehouse first, when you were in here just a few hours before. It was cold then. It is frigid now. Not suitable, really, for living creatures, as all of you can begin to see pools of your own breath. The ceiling is about 40 feet high, so for Cachet and Revenant, you're new to this space. You see 3 kind of large conveyor belts and workstations. 2 massive peacekeepers are strung up to the side. Their cores have been removed, and they are just over here. These guys here. And as you all step into this space, doesn't seem to be anything else moving or around. So, what would you like to do?
I'm going to
I'm
cast.
immediately gonna go to. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Sorry, I was going to say I was going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Cast Detect Magic. And you get pings of things. You can see kind of like an Ethereum core that seems to be just kind of slightly glowing. You see a few different smaller batteries. There's a few kind of like pieces on the conveyor belts that look like dismembered arms, like clockforge arms, that have just a small little bit of kind of arcane essence to them. There's pings of magic everywhere. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Any Humphrey-sized pings?
Yeah.
No.
Do I have any idea where he might be from my connection to him, or?
Al, I
Mhm.
need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw.
No.
Why?
Oh, no.
Why?
You finally feel empathy for your little robot.
Go and do it.
Someone cast command on you. Empathize.
Empathize.
That's I don't know. You probably can't see. No, you can't. It's a natural 20 plus 7.
Ooh,
Okay, all right.
27 on
So
empathy.
this is fabulous.
Oh no!
And I'm so glad you rolled a natural 20 because you very, very viscerally feel the light of Humphrey go out.
Fuck.
Shit.
Fake.
No.
And your heart stops for a second. That connection, that bond that you had, gone.
No.
Like just go out or like is gone.
As if someone took a string that was connected to Al and snipped it.
I have to build another one. God damn it! No, I'm not actually saying that. I'm not actually saying
No,
that.
you better not.
Good,
Yeah.
because-
No way.
I would say, how is Al
Tinker.
feeling with that though?
Like, fucking mortified and, you know, kind of in shock, and just kind of just like going through his mind, thinking of ways he can find Humphrey. How can he get to him? How can, like, where was he? Like trying to remember the kind of images that he got of him when he was hiding. Like just trying to, you know, recollect everything. Just fucking processing.
Compartmentalize, process
Yeah,
as much as information as you
yeah.
can. Okay.
Exactly. Like,
What
what
you-
can I actually do with this?
What you saw with that natural 20, what you felt before all of that, was as it was hard to see through his eyes in those last moments, but what you did kind of get a sense of is almost like large bars. Almost, that's the closest thing your mind can kind of comprehend to it. What he saw of something in front of him, something holding him in place.
Are you sharing this with anyone else?
And
Yes,
I was going to
no,
say,
I'm going to be like, yeah, Humphrey's in serious trouble. I don't know. I just saw some large bars holding him in place, something like that. I can't sense him anymore.
All right, then
Say
we
it.
move faster.
everyone but Gizmo can see visible distress on Al's face.
You okay?
Let's pick up the pace then.
I don't really know who this Humphrey is, but we'll find him, all right? That's Dixon. I'm putting his hand on your shoulder, Al.
Is that Ethereum core active? If I'm detecting any magic from it.
A small little bit. Yeah, again, this is not like the size of the ship or even the cores that you saw in the Peacekeepers. These are much smaller in kind of shape and size.
Okay, I'm still going to take it and pass it over to Gizmo.
Okay. Yeah. You've
I'll
got
look it over.
a kind of a haphazard looking Ethereum core that looks like it could go into like some kind of clockforge individual, but its wires have been like ripped, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's weird because as you take a hold of it and you hold it in your hands, it feels for just a second like a
Like
heart.
a pulsing of energy kind of thing.
Mhm.
Would you mind if I held on to this?
That's why I gave it to you.
I appreciate it. I'll pop it into the bag of holding.
I'm just going to go over to these walls over here.
Okay.
Do I hear anything?
Okay. Give me 1 second. Revenant, you said immediately you were going over to the Peacekeepers?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over and start inspecting them to see
Okay.
if I can find any kind of weakness in their build, like
Yeah.
bolts or
Okay.
screws or nuts that can be removed.
Investigation check. Fenris. So do that for me, Revenant. Fenris, as you walk over the wall, you're making a perception check for me
Yeah.
as you're listening in.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You kind of press your ear to the wall and give it a listen. You don't hear any sounds, which to you registers this is a pretty thick wall. So you probably just won't be able to hear through it. And actually putting your hand like against it, you realize that the wall is actually metal. Like made of metal. So.
Yeah, okay. So I'm able to hear through it.
Wait 1 second, I'm getting private messages.
Okay.
Okay. Al? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all are standing there, kind of looking around, going kind of spreading out amongst the space, Al seems to vanish.
I'm going looking for Humphrey.
Do you need us to help?
Okay.
I won't go too far.
At least let me have a look before you go charging off.
Oh, I'm not charging. Humphrey's very small. He could be hidden anywhere here. I'm not sure.
Fenris, as you move past that area, you do notice that a portion of this machine kind of seems to life and just you kind of hear the sound of some of the machinery just starting to kind of move. It's almost like it was just as you approached, it just kind of turned itself on.
Okay.
Is there any kind of, I suppose, like a steel rope lying around?
Steel rope?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, like cable?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make
Kind of
for me.
like a fine steel rope.
Yeah.
Ooh. 19. Well, today. +2, 21.
21. Easily. Actually, as you're standing there, Cache, you notice back here tons of gear. Bits and pieces that could be used to potentially fix Gizmo's suit or improve it, fix Humphrey. There is a tremendous amount of just loose material that could be used here, and you very easily find cabling.
Perfect. I'll pocket that.
Okay. And I'll leave you there for just 1 second.
Yep.
Revenant, what was your investigation check?
I got 18.
18. Okay. So I do believe I chatted with the three of you last time you were here in the warehouse, talking about the peacekeepers. But I will say, Revenant, for your background and for the experience you've had with technology, you would not recognize exactly what these peacekeepers are made out of. The metal origin is lost, unfortunately, on you. But as you do approach, kind of looking for a weakness, looking for joints, looking for bolts, as you were explaining, there do appear to be areas where the knee joint. But remember, the peacekeepers' legs are backwards, so and they're quite large. So you would need to be very, very close to a peacekeeper to even be able to begin to try to get to a weak spot of them.
They ever had a problem sneaking up and shit, though?
I'm not going to metagame. You can talk amongst yourselves of that.
If they're shooting at you, they're not going to be looking at me.
How noble.
I'd say as you're there, because it is, I explained this to the last group as well, probably the most interesting part of these two peacekeepers is that you notice that the chest cavity is open and the Ethereum cores are gone at the moment. They do appear to be like left chained up, kind of left for repair, basically. And yeah, they were. The Ethereum, so you can see right where the Ethereum core could be. You can see that there's a portion or place for it, and you notice that it's quite a big generating source. And it's odd, Revenant, as you kind of lift your hand towards it, just to kind of get a better view of it. That ring on your finger begins to vibrate as it approaches the metal inside the peacekeeper.
Okay. Can I remove any of the metal inside?
You can certainly try, but it looks pretty stuck in there. But you can certainly try.
Yeah. I think I'll head back over to the rest of the party.
Okay. What I will say, in the weakness, joints do have less protection. The core inside looks like it is heavily protected, but the core itself, as you know, they're pretty weak looking. Like the cores themselves. One good whack, and you do a good bit of damage to them. Yeah, I'd say though that's what you can take from what you understand of technology.
Awesome.
At this point, just for everybody, as you were all looking around, I'll get back to you, Gizmo, Al, and Cache in a moment. Dixon immediately is going over and is going to start shimmying the overseer's office door. You watch him as he takes out tools, and he begins to kind of look like he's working on picking the lock. So, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to turn to them and say, I'm going to survey a little bit and see what awaits us. I don't have to be freaked out. And I will use my ghostly gaze.
Okay. Read me through ghostly gaze again, sorry. I don't have it up and my computer's going to freak out if I open Chrome.
Yeah.
One type of chrome dies.
CPU just can't handle it.
I see through solid objects to a range of 30 feet.
Okay. So what kind of objects? Anything?
All solid objects.
Perfect. Okay. So in a range of 30 feet. Oh God. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on, hang on. What the heck is that? Go away, you. I don't know where that is, and it's just.
Why do we have a helium atom or a hydrogen atom?
I don't know. I don't know why. It's yeah. So you can see 25 feet at the moment, as your vision seems to be stopped by something else, which, as you know of this feature, is another wall. Yep. And what you see in this space here appears to be the best way to describe it, as you kind of take a moment and call upon the essence within the blade, the entity that is with you always. You feel her kind of come behind your eyes, and you open them into those slits. Seeing into this space, you kind of take a step back for a moment, as you think it's bodies hanging. Limply, not moving. But then you look closer and you realize they're clockforge bodies. This appears to be a large storage space. And what you can see is just hundreds of clockforges that are just hanging, suspended in the air by chains, cables.
Okay, I'm just going to start at the top and work my way through all the walls over towards Dixon.
Perfect. Okay. Lovely.
Giving a look in everyone and taking all the sights in.
Brilliant. I will leave you.
Do
there
any of
then.
us notice Fenris? Like, is she doing anything?
Staring
strange, that
intently
kind
at the wall.
Yeah, like I mean, we can see her staring at the walls, but is there anything to give away of what she's actually doing?
I think my eyes are glowing when using ghostly gaze.
I'd say I think Cachet is probably the depending on where you all are located. If you're all there on the map where you are, Cachet is probably the closest to actually see. And Cachet does remember seeing this type of thing before, where Fenris's eyes switch to being these almost like reptilian slits, and they're quite large. You're muted.
Yeah, I'd say we'd.
I've seen what's behind that as well.
You don't see anything behind her yet, but yeah.
Laps around as well.
Okay, so make me a investigation check there, Al.
I've made a little contraption that just sheds like 5-foot light in front of me, so I'm kind of using it to look around the area in underneath. Just a very soft light.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so go ahead, make me an investigation check as well.
14.
23.
14, 23. Okay. Gizmo, as you are going around the place... Actually, no, sorry. I'll do Al first. Al, as you are making your way, kind of circling this warehouse space, looking under the conveyor belts and into kind of some of the crates that are just piled high with machinery, different pieces of clockforges, like arms and legs, feet, fingers. You can see like chest cavities and hip joints. Like you can see that this place truly is just like a repair yard for clockforges, basically. And the further and further you get, the less you see things that resemble Humphrey. At the moment, you don't find anything in this room.
Yeah, and I don't have any sense of like if he was in a small room, a large room. I don't know what kind of room he. Do I?
I would say, because you rolled a natural 20 with that wisdom save, what you do remember feeling is he felt trapped, and it felt an enclosed space, a narrow space, and there were things in front of him, large things that looked like bars, but could have been just large individuals, people that, like, shapes that he couldn't really make out.
Probably head towards the office then.
Okay. You head towards the office. Gizmo. With your little light as you're looking through, you get down to kind of this area here, actually, and start kind of rummaging through some of the lower area boxes and crates and kind of start pulling things out. And you get just a little rush of excitement for a moment as you come across some schematics, which are going to be a new feature that I will add to your character sheet.
Oh snap!
That face is priceless.
Yeah. Wonder
Oh,
who gives you that.
Oh, what?
Just for everyone listening, Chris is an emoji right now.
Was it?
I will add the emoji to the screen now. So you,
Happy.
I'm going to add that to you. Add that to your sheet now. You now have a new feature that is going to be called Clockwork Schematics. Basically, you now can find blueprints anywhere in the city, wherever you find them, and it will basically allow you to create things. So you can create upgrades for people's weapons, armors. You can also then just create random different cool things that are stuff that are outside of the artificer side. I will add it now.
Oh, wow.
Do that now. Before I forget.
This is like when you like get to a certain point in a game and then it unlocks a whole new tree of unlocks that you didn't know existed
Yeah.
before, and it's like, oh wow, unreal.
That is
That's so
what
cool.
I was hoping for. So I'll give you this item now. If D&D Beyond will work. Manage inventory. Clock work. Schematics. Where are you? Schematics. There we go. Clockwork crafting schematics. So at the moment, it's just basically talking about you can find diagrams or blueprints for pieces of technology. They can be very detailed or abstract and experimental. If you have a schematic of an item, mundane or magical, you can now craft that item at half the amount of time that it usually takes. And depending on the rarity of components, you can also then get some of these components for discount. Because you have the blueprints already. You know how they're made, so you can find workarounds and things like that. So the schematics that you find at the moment are the Scorching Gauntlets, which look like they could be integrated. They're usually integrated into clockforges that are working in the construction or forge industries. They are literally 4 jets of fire that come out of the fist, blinding hot, that cut through different forms of metal, and basically like a blowtorch, but 4 little things. And if you want, as a bonus action, you can remove the limiters and create a fire sword.
Oh, yes! Who needs limiters? Remove that shit immediately.
Yeah. So I will give that to you in a little while, because unless you're gonna sit down right now and start building it.
I think about it.
Yeah.
You have the parts.
You have these schematics. You also have this entire warehouse full of parts. So you can find
the technology.
You can find the things you're looking for. You also find schematics for spring heel boots, which immediately registers with you. Could be quite nice for Humphrey.
If only Humphrey wasn't dead.
Yeah, like.
I mean, yeah, fuck him.
R.I.P.
Yeah, you have him. It's fine.
What is happening?
I'm making you Humphrey, a better Humphrey.
Okay.
Well, if you find him, then we can just repair him and then make him better.
That works too. That will be cheaper.
Okay.
Jeez.
Do I see anything in the overseer's office?
I'll send this to you later. But basically, it
can
improves
we
your...
take a vote that if we find Humphrey, we're gonna like take him away from Al and give him to somebody else in the
He
party?
needs to
Yeah.
find robot
What are you gonna
services.
do with
That's
them?
what we need to do.
I think someone's gonna adopt him. He's useless.
You can live in my leg.
my spring-loaded leg now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah,
Yep.
Gizmo. These are spring heel boots. Activated as an action, you can jump a distance of I think it's 30 feet,
Ooh.
and
Nice.
your speed improves by 5 feet. So,
Fuck Humphrey, I'm taking those.
well, you can make multiple. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
cool
true.
thing. You've got
That's
the
true.
schematic, so you can make these for anybody if you want. But these two in particular, they look like they're integrated for clockforges, so you're gonna have to do a workaround to make it for an actual person. Just so you know,
That
these
just makes it more
particular
fun.
ones you're finding look like they're for integration into a already made machine.
Yeah.
Can we just make a spring pad like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Wait, is that what they were doing with that person? They just,
It's
like,
literally
testing
it's
out
just
these
a plank of wood
modifications
and
on
one
people?
spring. That's all it is. Like it's just
Boing.
bring.
So we will talk about those
Awesome, yes,
in
yes.
between the break.
Can
and
I
we'll get
just-
to you.
Can I just go to the? You've all played Morrowind, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember you leave the very first village in Morrowind and the path goes either straight the way you're supposed to or to the left? And if you
Yeah.
go to the left, you hear somebody screaming and then you hear a thump. And when you get around the corner, you find a
Oh, it's
body
the
on the
wizard.
ground. And it's a wizard. And he has a note saying, I invented these boots of jumping. And you were like, awesome! These boots let me jump over a mountain. And then you put them on. And then you say, I'm going to see how high they let me jump. And you jump. And when you reach the apex of this jump, you suddenly realize what happened to this wizard as you plummet to the ground and die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a cautionary tale about these spring boots you're about to build.
but hey,
Make
he
sure
gets...
you have a way to come back down.
I no, absolutely. I will pre-pack every pair with levitate or feather fall.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's,
perfect.
that's probably a very,
Feather
very
fall.
good way to feather fall. Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
with levitate, you won't be coming back down. You'll just spring and then continuously go up.
Yeah, I
until you
know.
burn up
That's
in
that's the
atmosphere.
opposite of what I need actually.
Yeah,
just turn off
you just
gravity.
need spring-loaded boots and a spring-loaded parachute. The way down.
Sense.
So those are the two schematics you find so far. But like I said, now that opens up that whole feature for you that you can go have some fun with.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
But Gizmo, as you are kind of looking through and trying to hide some of your excitement as you're going through these schematics and thinking of all the cool things that you can do with them, you can't shake a strange, eerie feeling of being watched.
I look behind me.
Look behind you. Cachet's behind you.
Ah.
Not right behind you, but like
Oh.
behind you, kind of like.
I found this really cool thing. Can't wait to tell you about it later. Do you get like this weird sensation that someone's watching you?
That is kind of my entire existence.
It's literally her anxiety.
Yeah.
I see now you were the worst person to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my mistake. I apologize.
Every day, every hour, even when she sleeps.
Psst. Psst. Guys! Do you think someone's watching us?
Do I see anyone watching us?
So they are now.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not good at this.
Fenris, you glance around. As you've checked all the walls as well, you notice that as you come around, like this wall here goes straight back outside. Like you walked in on that wall, so you know that that's the outside. This is obviously going outside as well. You know that because that's the front door. This one here, it's not. It's like you can see outside right away, but when you look up to the first floor, you can actually see that there's an office space.
Yeah,
Doesn't
okay.
appear to be anybody inside at the moment. And as this is happening, you hear the as Dixon gets the door open and pushes it open.
That took you long enough.
You're all top. He walks in.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anybody up there.
Up in the office, you mean?
Yes, I don't see anyone in there.
Can you see Humphrey?
You don't see anyone in there. What?
Have I spotted Humphrey at all, looking through all the walls?
Looking through all the walls, nothing that resembles Humphrey, no.
Can't you locate him?
Oh.
Can't. My link with him is gone.
I'm looking at this door here.
Okay. Cachet.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at this big door. Looks like a vault, almost, door. It's a bit odd. Why would there be a big vault door in the middle of a warehouse? But what you
Yes.
see, though, on the side, is what appears to be 3 slots of different numbers.
3 slots of different numbers. As in, like, it's one of those coded locks.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's it currently on?
Uh... 18, 34, 22.
Okay.
You remember something. Go ahead, roll me a history check at advantage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, another 19. And history plus 2, 21.
That woman that was taken from the warehouse, she was muttering a bunch of words, a bunch of numbers. God, what were those numbers?
Wait.
I thought she just watched Lost too much.
God.
39, 7, and 90. If you're saying this aloud.
Well, I'm away from you guys.
You are away,
Yeah.
so we'll leave Cachet there for a moment as you are kind of pondering this, trying to remember what the woman was muttering to herself. As you guys kind of calmed her down. She wasn't fully freaking out anymore, but something wasn't fully there anymore behind her eyes, and she was just repeating 3 sets of numbers over and over again, kind of rocking back and forth. So, okay, who is going into the overseer's office?
Fenris, you don't think Humphrey's in there? You don't think anyone's in there?
Well, I can only see so far. I'm running out of time.
Let's have a look. I mean, doesn't seem to be anybody around here right now, so...
Yeah, you know what you're looking for, so go right ahead.
Gladly.
Just
The
to be
door
sure, you seem confident that there's no one around, but just in case we can't see them, I'm going to cast See Invisibility on myself.
Very
You
good.
can now see me.
You can now see Al.
Oh, good, that's working.
Okay. Dixon makes his way inside.
I'll follow behind him to try and keep an eye out as well.
Do we
Right,
notice
so
that Cachet is staying behind?
I'd say with your passive perception, Al, yeah. You notice.
I suppose since Gizmo's ignoring me, saying Gizmo follow me, I'll follow them into the office.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you saying that.
I think Revenant, you typed into the chat.
I
but
turned it into
you
chat because you
Oh,
were all
I
talking,
were all
like,
talking.
I have the chat muted as well too, because you can hear it on the recording.
no,
Mm.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so you're all
Am I-
heading into the office then?
I might go and check on Cachet. I'll be back with you in a second.
I'll do the same. I'll go check with Cachet.
Okay, so no one's going in with Dixon.
I
Just
was
Gizmo
going-
and
yeah.
Revenant.
Okay, just Gizmo.
I was
I think it's just
wondering. I looked
Gizmo
at the
and
map, and
Revenant.
Revenant was beside me every time, and I was like, "Why is that?" I just didn't cop it.
He was just
Yeah,
circling
look,
around.
Follow you around.
Yeah.
Show some.
I didn't
Look, this
think
cool
about
thing
it.
I found that you were just like, yeah. I put it down to it. Oh, he can't see me because he never knows where I am.
That's
You're just always out of his peripheral vision in the machine.
Yeah. They're constantly in my blind spot.
We need to get wing mirrors so you can see the things behind you.
Oh, is there?
Oh, it's Revenant.
Gizmo has no object permanence.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize.
Okay, so Fenris, Al, and Cachet are staying out by the big vault door. Gizmo, Dixon, and Revenant are going inside, correct?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go check on Cachet.
Perfect. Okay, so Gizmo, Revenant, you follow Dixon inside the overseer's office. The office is a complete mess. Very disorganized, very chaotic. There's like a small trail between mounds of paperwork and crates and just messiness that you can see basically a dwarf-size trail through to a desk, which again is just piled with paperwork. Does not look like anything important either. It's just mess. It's just clutter. It's like no one's really taken much notice of it. Covered in ledgers, shipment details. You get closer and closer to the desk. Dixon actually kind of starts pulling open drawers and just pulling them open and throwing them on the ground and just looking a little bit frantically, you both kind of realize. And kind of just pushing around paperwork. And I'd say, Gizmo, as you're kind of coming in, you notice that there seems to be a cracked framed photograph on the desk.
I'll have a look over it. Does it look like it was cracked from like a big fall and put back, or?
Somewhat, yeah. It almost looks like it was hit, and then it fell, and then it was like put back in place. So the glass on the front is kind of broken and shattered, and you notice that it appears to be a kind of a young dwarvish man holding a little girl on his shoulder. They're both kind of, he's smiling up at her and she's pointing up at something, and you kind of notice, you can recognize the background of Manira. And while you don't recognize the dwarf in the figure in the picture, you do remember seeing a dwarf overseer who was offering you the sedative.
Yes.
So this appears to be his husband and potential child. It seems to be the kind of connection.
I'll grab the photo and bring it over to Dixon. Do you know anything about the two in this photo?
Let me see here. He looks at it. Looks kind of. You're going to see a little bit more of a gruffness side to him as he just kind of cracks the frame, slips out the picture, kind of flips it around, and you see two names written on the back. You see Ben and because there's always a Ben in my stories, and Polly. Ben and Polly. And he just kind of looks at it and no, I don't recognize them. Gives it back to you. Continues to go back through the.
It's just strange. The glass is cracked, and the way they were acting earlier, I don't know. It was like they were on autopilot. They definitely wouldn't have reacted out of anger or anything like that. If this is a photo of his husband and child, then he would have taken care of this. It could likely be that this happened recently.
Are you saying you don't think they're in their right mind? That they're not thinking clearly?
Something about them seemed off. I'm not sure exactly what, but no, it.
There's one question. I told Gizmo out about the strings, didn't I?
We told
Yes.
Dixon everything, I think.
I think you did. I think you did mention it to everybody. Yeah. And
I mentioned it to the two of them as we were
I don't
leaving.
think you actually told Dixon. He mentioned that he's seen weird behavior as well. But
No, I told him. I do remember telling him because I told him I saw a string on the back of her head and I severed it, and then she started screaming.
okay, I do apologize. Okay, so Dixon does know. So he's gonna look to you, Gizmo, and be like, wonder if it has something to do with what your friend was talking about. The
Aye. I'm
strings.
just thinking that based on that, this might not be a very long-term thing. It's probably only happened quite recently.
It makes sense if it's been recently enough, at least. I'd say the last 3 weeks or so, there's been talk amongst people here. You know, people stop by, they talk, they gossip about what's going on in town, and I usually don't even listen, but they were talking about strange sounds coming from the warehouse. And I think that's why your friend Starforge has gotten involved.
I'll help you look around here for anything that you're looking for.
Yeah, just looking for anything really, just anything to try to put sense to all this. I like evidence, something I can hold in my hand. He starts to kind of push some of the papers aside.
Dixon,
Yeah.
you're looking for something specific.
As I said, evidence.
The way you rummage through that desk tells me you know exactly what you're looking for.
Kind of rolls his eyes. I don't know what I'm looking for, Mask Boy. I'm looking for anything right now. We gotta figure out what's going on, and I gotta find Dion. Both of you get a sense of irritation.
I want to insight check him.
Okay.
I could have started helping.
I mean,
look.
your insight check is your passive insight is 20.
Yeah.
You're fine. He is definitely looking for something in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell, you don't know what, but he seems very on edge. He keeps kind of looking over his shoulder. He's keeping a very close eye on all of you, but he's definitely looking for something.
Dixon, it will be easier for us to find the evidence you want if you tell us what it is.
At the
That's the
moment,
point.
I don't really... If I knew what I was looking for, I would tell you. But at the moment, what I could really use from you is if you open that safe. And he points over, and you just see this kind of, like, square safe to the side. Piles of paper over it. You barely even kind of noticed it until he pointed at it.
I
You
could
seem-
open it. I could probably open it very easily.
Well, good. Do something then.
But-
Stop staring at me.
Unless you tell me exactly why you're here. I don't think I will.
See him, like, pull his hands up through his hair. I don't think you understand really what's at stake here. We gotta find the boy. Do you not understand that?
I understand that if anything happens to the boy, it could be very bad for you. It doesn't really affect me too much.
Fine. I'll do it myself. And gets up and begins to take out his tools. Begins to try to work on the safe.
I glance at Gizmo and just like gesture towards Dixon.
I kind of like move over to Revenant and just talk quietly. What's going on? Is there a reason we're trying to give him a hard time?
He's looking for something particular, but he's keeping it from us.
Okay.
I want to know why. He wants our help. He should be telling us the truth.
Is that like your prerequisite for offering help?
I want to know what I'm involved in.
I feel like you might be disappointed a lot. Everyone's a liar. We're all liars. We
Yes.
lie to get what we want.
Yes. Hence why I trust nobody.
Okay. It's just... I don't know. I want to try and help Alphile Humphrey. I want this to try and go as well as possible. Overall, I want things to go as smooth as possible. I think that goes better if we
Fine.
work together.
Do it for Humphrey. And I'll push Dixon out of the way and I'll open the safe.
Okay. So, with this safe, I need 2 checks.
Mm-hmm.
I need a perception check
Mm-hmm.
with listening to see if you can hear the particular time you need. It is one of those kind of like twisty safes, so I need you to listen up to it and see if you can hear when the... So is there anything that can help you with listening checks?
The only thing I have is ear for the sea, which is if I want to determine if a creature is lying, it gives me an 8 on the dice no matter what I roll.
Okay, it's more of a creature than a
Yeah.
thing. So
What does that say feel?
what does that say feel?
I'm going
Revenant?
to mimic. Don't touch it.
I don't trust that safe.
So
Oh, Fran. Fran can help me.
okay,
Fran has superior hearing,
she does indeed.
and I can talk to her. So,
Okay, what do you say to Fran?
Fran, I need you to listen and find out exactly where I need to be with this combination.
Okay, let's go.
What's the other check I need to do?
Okay, so you can now do a perception check at an advantage.
A 16 plus 4, 30, 20.
Dirty 20. Easily done. With Fran's help, she kind of listens in, you listen in, you're both kind of listening, and she kind of gives you a little bit of a tap when you get to the point and you quickly kind of turn it the other way. And then you find the next one, you turn it again. So now I just need a thieves tools check.
Thieves tools.
check. Please and thank you.
Okay, so I rolled an 8 plus 11. So 19.
19. Just enough. Whew. With Fran's help and with the... Actually, you should have done that at advantage. I'm sorry, because you passed the perception check. So roll again, see how you did. Sorry about that. I forgot about saying that.
That is a 16 plus 11,
okay.
so 27.
Yeah, so you're fine. Sorry about that. I meant to, if you passed it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, so with Fran's help, easily done. I'd say it takes you probably a minute. So Gizmo, a little impressed. Wow, this is a big safe. And he just, with Fran chittering in his ear, just and just immediately opens the safe.
It's kind of like
I love the idea of them looking at a rat just squeaking and me being like, yes, no, I understand. Go this way.
Yeah.
I laugh at, look to Dixon. You would have been there for a week.
And he just looks over at you. I'm deaf in one ear.
That explains it.
Okay, so inside the safe, you find not a whole lot, which is odd. I will say you find I'm not going to say a sack, but you find quite a large coin purse.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a large one. And you also do find what appears to be transfer paperwork, detailing basically who owns the West Repair Yard. You see that it is currently being owned by the Rose Gold Enterprise. And just kind of some basic information about the warehouse itself. Nothing too dramatic stands out to you, except for obviously who owns the West Repair Yard.
Okay, I will immediately, pocket the coin purse.
Figured.
And then I will hand the other shit over to Dixon.
Okay. And takes it. And Revenant, you see immediately on his face the recognition.
Who is Rose Gold Enterprises?
For
Dixon.
fuck's sake. You can just see the anger on his face.
I assume this was exactly what you were looking for.
I didn't want to believe it. Now I guess it's true. Rose Gold Enterprise isn't really who I wanted to be dealing with right now, but we can talk about it later. It's not a good time here. Mind if I hold on to this?
I suppose so.
Good on you. Folds it up, pockets it.
Are we done in this office?
Looks like it. we should go check on the others.
I look at Gizmo. I'd immediately go, Gizmo, I have something fascinating to show you.
Ooh. Lead the way.
Okay.
And I will lead Gizmo over to the peacekeepers when the rest are done.
Fabulous. You head to the peacekeepers. The rest of you are looking at this giant vault door, but I do believe we are going to take a short break, and we will come back and start off with this next section here. So.
Find out what
Let's go to Cachet, Fenris, Al. Three of you. Dixon's actually not there yet because he's still in the office, so I'm going to move him over here. The three of you currently are Fenris. You approach Cachet. Al, you are current. I think you are still invisible, so nobody knows you're there. Well, Ghostly Gaze might be still up, so you can still. Wait, no, Ghostly Gaze is just see through walls. Never mind. Only Gizmo.
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
approach Cachet.
What was that lady saying? What was the numbers? What was the numbers?
3791. Sorry, 39791.
9791. I'm flicking these as I'm saying that.
Okay, you do so.
Let's say, all I can
Venice, what do you
see,
see?
all I can see are hanging clockforges. Not really sure. It seems like a storage area, but where is everyone?
Any very small clock forges?
Not that I can see yet.
It'd be quite a bit deep, so who knows?
It doesn't go on forever.
I think he was in a cramped space of some kind.
Okay, did anything happen once I put the numbers in?
You did. as you put the numbers in, 39791, you hear the kind of subtle shh sound as the seal unseals. And you can kind of, you have to twist the door there for a moment, and then kind of pull with a lot of might behind it to get the full metal door open. It's a pretty hefty door.
Okay. Well, is it making a big noise as I do this?
It definitely is. It's like really loud. The rest of you hear that in the office, actually, as the big door opens.
I knew it.
Can I slip through the vault?
You can indeed. Should be able to see through it, can you?
I'm going in.
No, wait.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You can't actually.
Oh.
Give me a moment. Cachet's going in, or is Al going in first?
I'm gonna try and block Al from going in.
Oh.
You
On
can't
his
see
own.
me, I'm invisible.
He's invisible.
Yeah, he's invisible.
I can't see invisibility because I heard him.
Fucking alright, well I'm on my way in anyway.
All right,
But-
Al, I'll say you're there, and this I'll let you go first, because that, and then Cachet, you are right behind him. Fenris, are you going too?
Yeah, I'll follow them.
Okay. Oh, you got stuck on a wall. There you go. So,
Is Ghostly Gaze still up?
I'd say at this point, I think it's done at this
It's
point.
been over a minute.
It's been over
Yeah.
a minute.
I'll recast Detect Magic then.
Okay, so you have Detect Magic up. As the three of you enter this space, behind the vault door again, it's a very narrow storage space, it seems. Kind of left open on either side of this walkway. You see suspended clockforges, like hooked on chains. You can see like half dismembered ones. You can see fully made ones. It's a little unsettling just seeing them, kind of gently swing in this storage space. None of them have lights on. None of them, like, their eyes aren't lit or anything like that. It is just
Any hanging in pairs?
hanging in pairs.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like two suspended. Just trying to think of what Humphrey might have seen.
Oh, yeah. They're like lined up amongst each other. There's like 3 lines going down of just
I'm gonna
tons of these. Yeah.
Start looking behind them and start like searching around
Kind of
on either end.
pushing your way through and everything. Okay. Kasha, you recognize some of these builds. Fenris,
Are they all military
Fenris,
builds?
get back here.
Sorry, I moved a bit too far forward.
Going places. I'll move the.
You need the
where
eye in there as well.
I know. I'm gonna move the eye in here so that. There it is. Move it there. So we can see inside here. But yeah, Kasha, you recognize some of these clockforges. You recognize the trooper class, which were very much used during the war. You also recognize the brawler classes, which you remember weren't used very much after the war due to their difficulty to reprogram. You see a lot of them almost like here in storage.
Shouldn't they be fully decommissioned?
Looks like someone's keen on keeping them here.
I'm going to point at these guys are shut down after the war due to their violent tendencies. They should be gone.
Do they look intact?
see.
Do they look usable?
They do.
Some do.
Is there a way to remove their cores quietly?
They could just reinstall them.
About
Yes, but
self-save.
I'm more just thinking of I don't want them coming alive after we walk past them.
I got
Or
straight to hell on that
still
one.
rifling through them looking for Humphrey, but
Yeah. So Al, you're slowly kind of starting to make your way through, and as you do, about 3 or 4 clockforges into where you're headed, all of you hear a chain jerk, and one of the bodies begins to sway further away.
is that because I bumped it?
No, it's a good few bodies ahead of you.
Okay.
As this is going on, Revenant and Gizmo. Revenant, where are you taking Gizmo?
To the peacekeepers.
Okay. As you are headed towards the peacekeepers, you feel something kind of strange as Fran immediately comes out of your robes, and you can kind of hear her sniffing the air. Huh. I smell something.
What do you smell, friend?
Oh no. Immediately begins to scurry off of you. Revenant, what are you doing?
No, I gotta grab a hold of her. Where are you going?
Okay. Acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm good at this.
So is she.
15 plus 8, so let's say 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
You just get her. You manage to kind of grab her as she gets like down to your leg, and you manage to grab her, and she.
Where are you going, friend?
I smell him. I smell Humphrey.
Where?
Let me.
I
wiggles
drop
in your
her
hand.
and run after her.
Okay, she immediately heads towards the rest of them. And
Very good.
yeah, guess what? You kind of just.
I keep forgetting that they can't understand Fran, and he's just seen me shouting at a rat and then running off.
Is the interesting thing this way? Okay, this way.
Dixon's just like, you're a very odd group, but begins to follow. So all of you go inside. So Al, Cache, Fenris, you hear kind of strange and very audible, oddly, squeaks as she leaps into this area and immediately goes past you, like between your legs, Al, just scurries underneath you and begins to go right for the back corner.
I'm gonna follow her.
Okay. It takes you a little bit of time because these are massive things in front of you, and she can just straight underneath.
Why can't I get in?
Oh, sorry, the wall is weird. Hang on.
Walls are weird, man.
Walls are weird. Walls are weird.
Walls are
get in
equivalent
there,
of
Dixon.
doors.
Oh man, this is like a Saw film. This is awful.
Yep. This is where the place I've called the Clockforge Graveyard. Yep. So I'm assuming Revenant and Al are both tearing after.
Oh yeah, I'm straight after Fran. I'm like literally.
Okay.
I need Revenant.
You're running after Revenant. Okay, so Gizmo, you run into this very tight. Everybody's kind of like all pushed together all of a sudden in the center. Careful not to touch any of the clockforges that are just hanging. Again, Gizmo and Revenant, you see all these clockforges hanging, kind of suspended. It's very eerie and kind of unsettling as you walk into the space. And you can see Al pushing some of them aside, Revenant pushing some of them aside. Both of you, can you make me either acrobatics or athletics checks?
Great.
Oh, assist Al.
Just contortion on their way.
12 plus 8, 30, 20.
20? Okay.
I'll help Al to give him advantage.
Okay.
God knows he needs it.
Kind of reach out your hand and just
So
pull a few aside.
Oh, a 12 and a 12 and a 7.
Okay.
No, an 8. Sorry. So 12.
A 12. Okay.
I can't
So-
read numbers.
That's all right. That's all right. You kind of push through, and you're quite lean and nimble, while your Revenant takes a little bit quicker. He's able to push through a lot faster. He's very focused on Fran. You're just a few steps behind him, but you get kind of caught on some of the clock forges and you're pushing them aside. But both of you end up towards the back of this area, and Fran is currently like rummaging around. You can see where the floor actually is just the floor, the metal floor, but then it actually transforms into like pipes. You can actually see that some of the metal has been ripped open, and it just goes down really, really far down. And you can't actually see all the way through because it's just pipes, and it goes into darkness. And you can see Fran's kind of like circling around that area, and you don't even need perception checks. You both of you very quickly see a Humphrey arm.
I will reach down immediately and grab it if I can.
Yeah, is it attached?
It is not attached.
Shit.
Looks like it was a clean pop, though.
Hmm.
Doesn't look like it was ripped, like, you know.
It was dismantled.
It was, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I will turn to Fran then and be like, Fran, can you smell Humphrey anywhere else?
You can smell Humphrey?
Oh.
Yes, Fran can smell.
Wait, she
I-
has
He's the
that.
one who led me here.
Can I use my chrono shift to allow her to roll better?
Oh,
Also,
Sure.
very quickly, I'm gonna
Why
say,
not?
I would just before she does that, I
Yeah.
gotta say, it's your rat that's tracking. I'm gonna try and see if I can help, but I've never tried this before. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on the rat.
Nice.
For
hang on, I need to
perception
get
checks.
Fran's stats up.
Okay. As soon as Gizmo says it's your rat that's tracking, I'm gonna turn around and be like, he has a name. It's Fran.
Just surprised you had a rat. Fran, then. Hopefully this will work well.
Wouldn't be surprised. Keenly aware he's got a rat. I'll rub the cheek that he had scratched.
The small little
Probably.
bite mark that's still visible. Okay. So she rolled a natural 1, but with the chronal shift, she gets to roll again. And what's enhance ability? What are you
It'll give her
enhancing?
advantage.
Okay. Well, there we go. So, this is significantly better. Revenant, I believe you have her stats. No, I think they're on D&D Beyond. Actually, no, I think they're on your character. Hang on. Revenant.
Oh, yes.
There she is.
What are you looking for?
Perception check. Yeah, it's her smell. She has, I think she has a special extra bit with her smell or hearing.
She has advantage on perception checks that rely on smell anyway.
Oh. Now she gets extra advantage. What's her modifier?
0.
Oh, okay. Well then, I'd say a 19 is enough. Okay. So she kind of smells for a bit and kind of puts her nose up in the air. I smell him, but he seems really far away. This way. And she just kind of looks up and just darts between your legs, Revenant, again. And all of you kind of just hear
immediately
the
I'm after.
Yeah.
sounds as
Follow
she's
Hmm.
going.
Same.
Okay. So you all are following Fran the rat. I love this.
Just do it.
Cache, Revenant, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow as well.
Okay.
I'll just stop Cache before she goes any further. Just and look up at the clockforge. Like, is there any way to destroy these before we move on? If they're meant to be decommissioned?
I was taught to stop things with bullets and artillery. I have no idea how to shut these guys down.
Well, is there a weakness to them?
Is there a weakness that I'd know of?
Sorry, just if anybody saw that, Revenant typed in Molotovs. Cache, no history check needed, you're fine. For the troopers, You remember them? I mean, they were really good at taking bullets for your men. But they went down pretty easily. They were easy to fix. They were pretty janky towards the end of the war as well, because you kind of just the inventors, the artificers that were working with the military just kind of slapped them back together and put them back in the field. So troopers, not too bad. Brawlers, they're pretty big. They average about 7 feet or so tall, and they were built to be tanky. For weaknesses, what you know for most clockforges, that Ethereum core. You can get your hands on that. I'm good to go.
I passed that on as if they were my own words.
The rest of you here from the ether.
Okay.
Fran's
think
now
we
at the
can
top
do-
of the stairs that are leading, like, kind of like further up. She's kind of at the top of the stairs looking at you all like, come on!
Following.
Yeah, no, I've been following.
I think we
Still
can do
invisible.
quickly.
Right behind her, yeah.
I can still see you.
Okay.
So we can cash
I
in.
think,
Yeah.
I think we can do quickly.
Unless you want to blow us up too, no.
Very well then. Hope we have another way out of here. And I'll turn and follow.
Okay. When you're ready, walk up the stairs.
Dun, 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 dun.
Where am I? Oh, there.
Gonna need another eye as well.
Yep, moving
Yeah,
an
can't
eye
see
in there.
anything.
Al, there you go. Okay. You kind of come up the stairs, Fran's just darting into this room. You see a kind of a large, like, workshop space, similar to the first floor here on the warehouse, but it's this particular spot doesn't look like it's not really available to the general public. Most people just come into the front. They drop off their clockforges that need to be repaired. This looks like the place to actually go, and you can actually see these spots in this part of the map where the conveyor belts, you can actually see they go in and they disappear into the dark. There's one here as well, and there is one here as well. Nothing in this room is currently moving, but as you do come forward into this space, these two lights flick on, and you can hear the generator and begin to begin to kind of like it's waking up since the movement of humanoids in the space. I should say mortals.
Are these clock forges brawlers or troopers?
They appear to be troopers, I think. Let me check here. Yeah, these actually, you can see a few of them. There's two here. There's one up here as well. That is a brawler. And that's what you see at the moment.
Do I detect any magic?
You do. It actually blinds you for a second as you kind of take in the space. There are bits and pieces everywhere that are lighting up with magic. Same magic that you saw before, of just kind of that general arcane
Amalgamation.
of clockforge style
I will
machinery.
let everyone know this is not safe.
Anything popping up with the sea invisibility?
Nothing with sea invisibility. However, Fran is going to immediately start darting this way from the door.
I will be like hot on our heels.
Hot on her heels.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Al's still invisible, isn't he?
He is still
Yes.
invisible, yes. But Revenant, as you pass this area, and Fran also moves through here, you actually watch as this trooper here reaches their foot out. And what is her AC?
Oh, some clockforge is about to fucking die. Her AC is 11.
Oh! Okay. Narrow. I'd even say she loses a little bit of the tip of her tail. It is so close. This clockforge foot nearly comes slamming down, and you can hear her squeal in pain, but just the small little bit of her tail is taken. She doesn't take any major damage.
Without hesitation, I'm gonna pull my rapier out and stab that clockforge.
Okay, make an
Yes.
attack.
Is a 11 plus 8, 19.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. And the 4 plus 5, so that's 9 damage. And I'm assuming, I'm going to assume that Fran counts as an ally within
Well,
5
Al
foot.
is technically,
Mhm.
even though Al is invisible, Al is also right next to it. So, yes.
12, 17, 19.
19 points.
Yep.
Whew, rogues. All right. Give me 1 second here. All right. Hello. Wrong thing. You stab into this clockforge, and it goes straight through the chest. Doesn't even flinch. It is just fully straightforward. I don't know why a big bunch of blood just came out of it, but hey, whatever.
That's oil.
That's oil. There you
Red
go.
oil.
Just oil.
Yeah.
So you stab into it, and it just takes the brunt of it, and just still stands there with its foot out, and just kind of slightly turns its face towards you. But as what you can see as you are closer now, is that there's to be something slightly wrong with this trooper, as part of
Slightly.
it looks human.
I see.
Ah, I have nightmares
Right.
about that.
Right.
And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Can I bonus action first?
Oh, yes, because that was a surprise attack round, so you can bonus action, yeah.
My bonus action is I want to use my foot to just nudge Fran away.
Okay, you just kind of
I just want to kick her under the conveyor belt. Just be like, get the fuck out of the way.
Okay, you can easily do that. I'd say as bonus action, you can kind of gently shove her underneath the conveyor belt, and she kind of skids on the floor and then kind of ducks down and stays down. I'll roll a stuff for her. I think she gets advantage on. Yeah. She does.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Rolling a lot of 11s here. It's 13 for initiative.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes,
All right, I just need to get you all in here. Cachet, was that 23 I saw? Perfect. Very good. Al?
13.
13. Revenant?
22.
Where is Revenant? Oh, there he is.
I'm right beside the clockforge that got stabbed.
Yep, I see that.
Yeah. 'Cause, it was me that stabbed him, so naturally I would be right beside him.
Gizmo?
5.
You are cursed. With...
Yeah, man, your
Freaking
initiative roll
initiatives.
stuck.
Oh my
The
God.
place is just too fascinating for you.
No, but it's even Maraud. Like...
Yeah, no, it's cross character. Like it's me. It's absolutely me.
It's Chris.
Come on, Chris, react better.
It's the same like in my other game where I play a barbarian and I have advantage on rolls. Like it's very rare that I get double digits.
Oh God.
It's fine.
Maybe you should take the alert feat as well.
Nah. I'll just take my sword. I like to get the lay of the land. I like to survey what's going on and then make my choice.
See what I'm seeing first.
Yeah.
Fenris, what did you get?
13.
13. Okay. I'm gonna roll for Dixon. All right, there, Dixon. What's your initiative? Okay. Oh, yeah, he did pretty well. Did good 16. Okay. So I will change the music here really fast. Pause while this hopefully it's not gonna be too loud. Okay. So all of you watched this happen. This wasn't sneaky or anything. It was almost a reactionary kind of situation. Wow, that's a little loud. Hang on. Woo. Calm down, music. As this clockforge moves rapidly to step on Fran, misses. Revenant swings around, stabs into the chest of this clockforge, and both of you, or all of you, see this one is currently wounded. This one begins to move. And I would say, who's passive? Ow! Ow. Your passive perception. You glance up just the right moment as you see these strange, half-human, half-clockwork individuals clinging to parts of the walls and ceiling above you all.
Fuck off.
And begin to drop down.
Why do we never look up?
Yeah.
You see...
In fairness, we were chasing a rat, so we were all looking down.
Yeah, just like, where's the records?
It was perfect, actually. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got the feeling being watched before. But I have noticed that because I've 19 passive perception.
I have 15 down here.
Oh, I 6 skill expert, so it's gone up to 9 now.
Oh, okay. So
passive is 19.
So your passive is 19. All right. So I know you also had detect magic up as well. The reason why I'm going to rule it that you didn't see these guys in particular is that there is something going on more than that. Yeah. As well as everyone was very focused on the rat.
Yeah, I was
this
also
all
focused
happened
on the walls, so yeah.
Extremely quickly. Fenris, you also were saying that you were kind of holding back because you were talking to Cache about trying to dismantle them. Yeah. This all happened as you came to the top, and you didn't really get a whole chance to look around.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just wondering for the previous room, but I was actually concentrating on the walls, so yeah, that's right. All right.
You see these individuals begin to drop down all around you. Cache, you were up first. No, Miguel, we can't hear you.
Sorry, the one in front of me, this one here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, can I see its core?
At the moment, no. It appears to be the metal chassis is fully covering this particular one. But as you're looking at it, you can see that there is a humanoid leg seeming to be attached. And there's a bit of skin pulled over the side of his face.
Okay.
Jesus.
In that case...
Sorry, that's very loud.
I will take me gun out and see if fire 2 shots, but what I'm aiming for is the pins that is holding the chest, the chest piece together, to see if I can knock them off.
Okay. So you're taking 2 shots at these two?
No, I'm taking 2 shots at this guy in front of me, but I want to hit. Do you know his metal chest plate as such?
Yep.
I want to hit the rivets that might be holding that. Absolutely. See if I can knock them.
Brilliant. It's going to be a much higher AC.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. Oh yes, so that's a 19 plus 7, so 26.
Yeah, that hits. Yep, first one.
And second one is a dirty 20.
Revenant, you'll have to check. That's my answer. What was the damage? Because that hits.
So it is 9 for the first one,
Brilliant.
and 12 for the second.
And 12 for the second. Very good. Perfect. You take aim, close range, and are able to almost even put the barrel up against the areas where you can see kind of some of the metal plating has come together, and are able to shoot, pop one, pop another, and part of the chassis swings to the side, and you do see the exposed kind of blue Ethereum core inside gently pulsating. But what you do also notice, because you were so close, there appears to be blood vessels and a portion of a heart as well beating inside. It is almost like this Ethereum core has been slowly taking over a actual humanoid looking heart. And what is even stranger, there appears to be strange, almost ivy fusing them together.
Okay, I will just kind of shout out, there's some kind of ivy fusing body and metal. And I don't think I can do anything else. No, I cannot. So that is my turn.
Okay. That is your go. We come to Revenant.
Okay, so after hearing Cache sound that they're shouting that they're fusing body and metal, I will look for the fleshiest part. Can I see, like, is the chest flesh or metal?
On the one that's right in front of you, the one that you stabbed clean through, you can actually see that this portion of it is actually almost way more humanoid on top, and almost fully clockforge on the bottom.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stab for the fleshy parts.
Okay, stab for the fleshy parts. Go ahead, roll.
Okay. That is a 11 plus 8. 19.
That hits. Just about.
Awesome. And then it is a D8. Is a 7 plus 5, 12.
12 points of damage.
12 points of damage, and I was right there, so. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. 11 sneak attack damage.
That sneak attack damage, you stab for the fleshy parts, and what I'd say almost you stab upwards. This thing is quite a bit taller than you, and you kind of go straight up through the jaw of this clockforge, and the fleshy bits, you see both oil and blood come out, and this clockforge the lights just dim, and it slumps to the side.
The rest of them, I just say, stab for the fleshy parts. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to dive down under the conveyor belt and scoop Fran up into my robes.
Okay. You can easily do that. And as you crawl underneath and kind of scoop her back up, and she looks a little bit scared, her tail's bleeding a little bit, and she's just looking a little bit like, oh, and you pick her up and put her in your robes, and she just kind of curls in and gets close to you. And you do hear the claws, the metal claws of one of the other drones that have dropped down onto the conveyor belt, kind of scurrying above you. So I'll say you're kind of like underneath there.
Yep. Awesome.
I'd say I'll put you there, actually. Yeah, just so you're there. Okay. All right. It comes to... Is there anything else you want to do?
No, that would be me.
Brilliant. Okay. The last remaining trooper here is gonna take its 2 attacks at you, Cache, as you were the one who exposing its beating Ethereum core. You see as it lifts up this kind of horrible clawed metal hand and slashes down at you. Oh, of course. Roll a 6. I'm assuming that misses. I should roll. That's fair. 17. Shay?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. One
Okay.
second, I just want to read this. Okay, in that case, I can't do that. So yeah, the 17 hits.
Okay.
Oh.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, or slashing damage, actually, sorry. As it just kind of carves across your face, or carves across your chest. And what's really strange is for a moment, it feels kind of similar. Not similar as in this is the thing that attacked you, but you were slashed across the back just very recently, so. Just have scars all over the place now.
Interesting.
So, that is its 2 attacks. This guy is dead. That is all at the moment that is currently within range. So, we move to Dixon. He's been standing at the back end watching all this and just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, he pulls out his pistol and he's gonna take 2 shots, I think it is. Yeah. He's gonna take his first attack with his scorpion pistol. It's a 16 to hit, which just hits. He's gonna do. Of course. What is that? Five points. Oh no. Come on now. Second attack, he's gonna go for the one in front of Cachet. Nope. Misses, unfortunately. Not a misfire though, but misses. Actually no, he's got his grazing shot though, which he can still deal half damage even if he misses. Hello, dice. Why do I keep rolling ones? So that is... Poor Dixon. He's a little shaken. He's gonna stay by these crates. So that is his go. Al, you are up.
Okay.
You can see... Actually, Al, you were in the warehouse
Yes.
before.
Mm-hmm.
And you are invisible currently.
Yes.
So while these individuals are looking kind of through you, they're not actually seeing you, you recognize some of these individuals. The one closest to you, the one here on the conveyor belt, happens to be the gentleman that you saw with the bloody fingers working very, very hard and not realizing that he was injured. And as you glance around to the others, you realize these are all the workers, or these are many of the workers that you saw earlier today.
Fine. Do I see... I'm gonna ignore that. Do I see, in the direction that Fran was heading, do I see any like, bars? Are there supports holding up this conveyor belt off the ground?
There would be. Yeah, there would be. Kind of
Do I see any
supports.
sign of Humphrey?
Okay. Perception check.
Okay.
I love that these clockforges are just like bleeding. I should change their blood to black.
12.
12. Glancing kind of underneath, you don't currently see anything in this area right now that resembles Humphrey. But what I will say with that roll, you do remember that you saw Fran heading this direction.
Okay.
And what you do see is this conveyor belt leading into darkness.
Fuck. I'm gonna run over, see if I can see anything else
Okay.
in the tunnel.
Okay. You run past and you see actually one of the worker, that you run past there. This one here, who's on the conveyor belt, currently kind of across, is kind of gripping the edges there on either side. And you can just see Revenant underneath, holding on to Fran as you run past, and you do make it up to that area.
I can't see anything else down the conveyor belt.
It looks like the conveyor belt moves probably like 5-10 feet in, and then just drops. And as you do get closer, it begins to light up.
Fuck's sake.
And this conveyor belt begins to move. And all these pieces begin to move in this direction.
Okay.
It's not like big sirens. It's not like brrr, like throughout the whole thing. It's just
Awooga!
yeah, awooga, awooga. It's just as this conveyor belt is now moving, pulling bits and pieces of clockforges through.
Do I still have an action, or would that have been my whole action?
I think you ran over perception checks free, so no, you still have an action.
Okay. Can I see the exposed Ethereum core that of the trooper that's fighting Cache?
I don't want to be that person, but I feel like that angle, not
Yeah.
really.
That's all right.
But you do see all the others around.
Okay. Sorry. Alright.
No, you're good. Just for flavor, because you're up there. This one turns on too.
But they're off like sequence, like.
There's actually a tune going on.
I don't think I can do anything at the moment. I've used all my
Have you used all your
movement,
movement?
but I'm gonna hold a spell.
Okay.
So if I see an exposed Ethereum core, I'm gonna try and vortex warp it.
Ooh, very good. So
Away.
you are holding Vortex Warp when you see an Ethereum core within range.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What's the range on that?
So at second level, it's 90 feet.
90 feet. Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Second you see one, you're going to be able to do that. Lovely. All right. So you're holding your action. Anything else?
Nope. That
Okay.
is everything.
Fenris.
Okay. Do I see any threads on them?
With your
So
detect magic?
Detect magic still up.
Yes.
Okay, that changes my plan. So this
Oddly
one-
enough, not on the trooper. But you do see them on all the workers. I know they're slightly hard to see with the conveyor belt, so I'm just pointing them out to you.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
Oh, I see them now.
Do you see them now?
Oh, yeah, I was like, where are all these other enemies she's talking about?
Oh yeah.
I see them now, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of hard because they've all dropped onto the conveyor belts. So yeah.
yeah, a little harder to see. So, say that one there. If I see the one here.
Yep.
The one there. If I see the thread on him, I'm going to try and I'm going to dispel magic.
Okay. Is the spell magic touch?
No,
Cool.
it's 120 feet range.
120 feet range. So you're gonna. I will get
That
back
one
to
there,
you, Al. I'll
and
get back to you.
This dispel this one,
Okay, so you want
see
to
what
dispel
happens.
the thread just like you did with the other worker?
just like I did before.
Okay.
I'm going to try and dispel that thread.
Okay.
Depending how this turns out is how we're going to be for the rest of it.
Okay. What level is that being cast at? Is it fourth?
It's stuck at 4th because I'm Warlock.
Stuck at fourth. Okay. So you reach your hand out and basically tear away that thread, cutting it completely from this worker here. And all of you immediately watch as this individual kind of goes slack for a second while on the conveyor belt, and then just begin to scream. Blood-curdling scream, ripping at the clockwork parts that have been put into them. They are they drop to being prone, and they are currently just like the other worker, completely out of their mind, tearing at the parts of their body.
Not sure that's better.
Okay, I will then shout out to say, I'll just say, they're just like her. Get rid of the threads. Dispel the threads. And I don't know what else I can do with my seconds, so I'm just going to draw a silver light and get... let's see. I'm going to go move over here next to Dixon.
Okay. You draw a silver light. And as you do, you feel a chill up your spine. Hunger. Is there anything else you do?
No, that's my turn.
Okay. Gizmo? You just heard Fenris shout that. You've now watching this worker scream and writhe on the conveyor belt.
I can't do that. What? Is that better? I'm going to attack the other clockwork trooper.
Okay.
I'm going to basically hold out a hand and just see green crystal on the palm slowly light up with energy, and a bolt of energy comes forth and strikes him, hopefully.
Brilliant. Mm-hmm.
That is a 25 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
Okay, so it's 7 points of lightning damage, but once per round I can do an extra d6, so I'm going to do that. So that's an extra 2, so 9 points of lightning damage. And I think I
So
can attack
9
twice
total?
with this. 9 lightning total, yeah.
9 total. Okay. So 9 doubled is 18. So as you unleash this bolt, and it strikes right at the heart of this half heart, half Ethereum core, you watch as it surges through the entirety of this clockforge, and then the eyes just burn out with lightning black, and it falls to the ground, doing a lot more damage than you expected.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I didn't think I would kill it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only these clockwork puppets left, isn't it?
Yep.
I don't have any way to dispel these.
Yeah, I'm looking at him too.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to use my second attack,
Okay.
and I'm just
Okay.
going to. I'm just going to make my way over towards Al and see if I can help him with finding.
That's right, you can still see him. I was like, wait, you can't
Yeah,
see Al,
yeah,
but
I
you
can still
can.
see him.
Well, it lit up over there with no one there, so we figure he's there.
Okay. Alright. Gizmo, anything else?
Well, I technically used my action to make the attack initially, so
did.
I don't think
Anything
there's
with bonus
anything
action?
Don't think there's much I can do. Have a look.
I wish there was a distressed image I can put on here. That looks pretty distressed. Frightened. Sure, we'll do that.
As a bonus action, I will cast expeditious retreat
On yourself?
for myself. Well, it's a self spell, so yeah.
Brilliant.
Just to
Okay.
have I'll have that up just in case I need to get about the place quickly.
Lovely. I think, is that a concentration?
It is for 10 minutes.
Okay, so I think it's see invisibility then drops.
It does.
Right? Is see invisibility concentration?
I believe it is. Let me see.
It's not. It just lasts an hour.
Was it?
Oh!
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Brilliant. Okay, so cool.
That is my turn.
That is your turn. Lovely. It comes to the clockwork puppets. All right. Well, two wonderful targets are here. So they're going to use their movement to get to you and get to you. You two. This one here. It's going to use its saw blade attack at you, Fenris. Ooh. For
Okay.
a 15 to hit?
Nope.
I don't think that hits. Alright. Second attack? No, that's 12. No. Alright.
Okay.
No. Alright, second one here on Dixon is a 19, which does hit poor Dixon. He takes. No, let's get up.
You mean that fancy tie isn't that into his AC?
Leave his AC alone. 6, 8. Okay. I'm just gonna deal damage to my own NPC. Why not? Okay. Second attack. No, misses. All right. So, geez, I'm real low. I'm gonna use the digital dice, I think. Those two are done. This one here sees. Watch Gizmo just run by. But all of that is in the way, so it is going to go straight for Cachet. That one is screaming at the moment, so that one's fine. Alright, Cachet. We're going to use some digital dice. 22! That's better. So a 22 and a 20, do they hit?
They hit.
So way better than. Oh, but that didn't roll enough damage. I don't know why that's not calculating correctly. Here we go. 4, 5, 6 points on the first one.
Cool.
Oh, double sixes. Yikes. 12, 15 points on the second one. And just claws into you twice. You can see that as they're like moving as well, that their joints seem to be moving them like in odd, contorted ways. Almost like they're not really in control. And as this individual gets close to you too, you can see on their face they're like kind of stoic, but there's a little bit of like fear in their eyes. Like they're not fully in control.
Okay.
This one here is just gonna stay on the conveyor belt, but is just gonna just swipe out at you, Gizmo.
Okay.
Do their saw blade attack. Way better. 21
That'll hit.
and a 9 to hit. I don't
That
think that
will
hits. Alright, we'll do roll damage here. 8, 9, 10, 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
This one here is currently prone and trying to rip off some of the clockwork, so let's see how successful they are at that. Apparently very successful, as they rolled a natural 20. Sorry for anybody who doesn't like grotesque things. You will watch as this individual just rips their own arm off of their socket, out of their socket. You see just
Ooh.
lots of gross stuff coming out, both metal and normal body parts, as they're able to take away part of the clockforge, the clockwork that has been installed into them. That is, I believe, all of their goes. Cachet. You now just have the puppets left.
With those hits, I'd like to drop my glamour
Okay.
and see if I can release an aura.
Okay. How are you trying to release this aura, Cache?
I am going to I imagine just kind of a release of as I get hit. Just I lay it out with sound. It's kind of like this scream, this banshee-like scream.
Okay. As you feel the surge of the scar, the brand, whatever you want to call it, on your back, your glamour drops, and the world seems to fall away. And for a moment, you're back on that ship. Seeing your crew around you fall from the sides. Smell the gunpowder. And you go back to that terrible moment when you watched someone fall. You clung to them so desperately, but they slipped from your grasp. And you see Tarlin's face fall away from you. You couldn't save him. The rest of you hear this banshee-like scream. I need you to roll me a wisdom save, Cache.
That is 14.
You were at 4 points of stress.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Unleash an aura.
That's Shadow of Panic.
Okay. So... oh gosh, where's my page here?
Sounds like, something to be real calm about,
Yeah,
It's,
absolutely.
just
Yeah,
sounds
yeah, yeah.
Seems like
No
a
need
really
to
good
worry.
one.
Yeah.
Looks like a really, really good one. Fantastic.
It's the Don't
So-
Worry, Be Happy song. That's what it is.
I am going to give this a color.
Ooh.
Well, that's not dramatic enough. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make this purple because black doesn't like to show up. So we're gonna just make this like a nice purple. Okay.
Spotlight's on you.
So,
All that's on me.
I'd say Fenris, Revenant, you can see this really from your angle. The other two you can, but just not as in much detail. But you watch as Cache stands there for a moment. The glamour drops in just this waft of smoke and shadow, and slowly strange pulls of her own essence begin to move in and around her in 15 feet. I'd say, Fenris, while you are not currently in this particular spot, you feel a cold dread hit you. You're currently not under any effects, but what you see, Cache, allow herself to become scares you. You can see almost a cracked smile across her face. She's kind of twitching a bit as the shadows begin to move and disperse all around her. So,
Okay.
Cache, I think that's
Yes.
a bonus action, so you now have an action.
Yes, so they also have to make wisdom save 16s, otherwise they're frightened.
This one here, yes. No, they are terrified.
Okay.
Absolutely fail. And yeah, you can just see this worker just shrink from you, and you just turn, feeling a strange essence of power. And again, that smile begins to pull at the corner of your mouth again as you stare at this person.
and I will put gun to head. Pop, pop.
Okay, point blank range. Go ahead.
So that is a 16.
I think these are at advantage, is if they're frightened.
Oh, yes.
I think, is that right?
Yep.
Is frightened
just means-
condition?
Yeah, I think you get
Okay.
attacks at advantage if they're frightened.
Well, that's a natural 20, so thank you very much.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
So
I can't remember if frightened you get advantage on the.
So that's a 10. I didn't roll really great in the damage. For 1, and let's roll.
Chris, you
Yeah,
picking
and that's
it up?
like a 23 for the next one.
23 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 11 points of damage for that one.
Okay. Fenris, you watch again, feeling that cold dread, seeing that kind of twitch of a smile, white eyes burning. Cache points the gun straight at the worker's head who is cowering in front of her, and you just watch pop pop. And this individual, the head blows out from behind and falls dead. Cache, you turn, kind of look to the rest of the room, and you all now see the smile, kind of twitching and pulling the sides of her mouth. Is there anything else you'd like to do? I think that's everything, unless you want to move.
Yeah, so these two are dead here, are they?
They are, yeah. This one's currently screaming on the conveyor belt.
Yeah, I am going to move into its range.
Okay, they need to make a wisdom save. I think I could roll a disadvantage because... No. They fail. They're also frightened.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Revenant.
Okay, so you haven't seen Cache doing whatever the fuck it was Cache has just done. Revenant's gonna move this way, pop up from underneath the conveyor belt, look at this guy here, and pull out that pistol, point it and pull the trigger, just like they seen Cache just do.
Right.
Awesome. Mimicry right there. Gonna work on that. All right,
I have
so
no stats for the pistols though, so you're gonna have to.
you do not know. Let me see. A standard pistol, I believe, is your dex. Yep, you're not in close range, so you're fine. So, yep, go ahead. You proficient with firearms?
No, crossbow, hand, longsword, rapier, short sword, simple weapons.
Okay, so you can add your dex modifier, but you can't add your proficiency bonus.
Okay. That is a 13 plus a 5, 18.
18 hits.
Okay, what damage am I doing with this?
A standard Manera pistol is a D10. Nope, sorry, is a D8. Sorry.
D8. Have I got anything added to this, or just?
I believe it's just the D8 for this
Okay.
for this particular pistol. Yeah.
But I do believe Gizmo's within 5 feet of.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, because I rolled a 2 on the D8, so it's 2 damage on that, and
Okay.
6, 11, 14 damage. Sneak attack damage.
14. Whew. All right. Do significant damage. As the bullet go through and kind of just, again, that mixture of oil and blood kind of comes out and the person kind of reels back. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I would like to look at the pistol, look at Cache, and then just nod my head and be like, And then I'm gonna hide.
Meanwhile, she's just looking at you going,
Yes, it's just like twitching like. Okay, go ahead and stealth check. Jesus, my brain.
It's 15 plus 11, so 26.
Okay, 26. Perfect. You feel pretty hidden. Just gonna check in with everybody really quick. You're pretty near the end of this. Is everybody okay for the next 10 minutes? Or do you want to stop now? It's just in the middle of the fight.
No,
Okay,
we're
for
good.
10 more minutes? Okay, cool. Alright, Revenant, you feel pretty hidden. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
Perfect. Animated, not animated, sorry. The troopers are dead. It comes to Dixon. He's kind of looking at these individuals. He didn't see what happened to Cachet, actually. He's like focused on these drones in front of him, these workers, and he looks at you, Fenris. We're not killing him.
Don't know if I can reply or wait till my turn.
You can reply.
I guess not. Or I guess we are.
All right. Point blank range. Takes a shot. I'm not rolling with these dice anymore. Jesus. It's a 4. That's better. All right. Yep. Just hits. And
Sure hope none of these are Dion.
he's not looking. But okay, so that is that brings it down to okay. First attack didn't hit. Oh wait, but he's got his little thing where he can do half damage. So that is a 4. So he did 4 to that one. Awesome. And he's just gonna kind of basically get in a position where he's with you, Fenris. But he's kind of keeping an eye on everybody else, and he actually turns a slight bit, and he sees the slightly kind of twitching shadow being of Cachet, and kind of goes, and you just hear that, kind of just, turns back away.
Ignore it, we'll sort it out later.
Okay. That is Dixon's turn. Al.
Okay. So, I'm gonna try what I was saying. I'm gonna try and cast momentary stasis
Yes.
on the conveyor belt.
On the conveyor belt.
Yes.
I know we talked about, or I know it says that it can only target a creature. I think that's bullshit. So yes, you can target the machine itself.
Cool. Lovely.
So
I
how
will
long does that
stop.
stay frozen?
Only a round.
Perfect. Okay. So,
But
yep. So this conveyor belt stops. This person no longer is going close to this terrifying choppy part, so that's good. And yeah, so you've stopped the conveyor belt.
okay. Do I see any sort of mechanism to shut it down? Any levers, buttons, control panels?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Perception. 19.
19. Very good. You do see what appears to be kind of like a lever on this big generator. That's what lit up when you first came into this space.
Okay. I'm gonna run over and pull the lever.
Okay. You do so.
Yes.
And pull it down. And with the interaction,
Yeah.
I'd say that is the action basically, and you can pull it. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's not the lawnmower generator. Like
Yeah, no.
the Wayward Bliss. You shut it down, and immediately it does kind of power down. These two kind of portions still stay kind of lit up, but doesn't
Okay.
look like it's actually working at all. Looks like that was just kind of like a part of the electrical system that was moving through this space. And the conveyor belt does seem to kind of and these lights shut down.
That's probably all I can do. There's no one near me. Am I within 30 feet of Fenris and Dixie?
You are.
Yes, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna stay right here. So.
Perfect. Okay. It comes to Fenris.
Okay. I see, as usual, everyone is ignoring me, so I'll just follow suit and take a first attack. Masquerade. Hexblade's Curse.
Okay. So bonus action, you reach out and you curse this individual. You see its eyes go black and kind of the veins around its face start to kind of pulsate.
Hunger it is. So it was 9. It is a 16 to hit.
16 to hit. That hits. Just.
Stare me in the face. Okay. So that's 16 points of damage on the first one.
Okay. So, I do apologize. I completely forgot about a special little ability that these little guys have. So I'm going to do this at the same time. So for Cachet and for Fenris.
Okay.
Fenris, as you carve the blade into this person, slicing almost completely through their collarbone and into the metal clockwork and down into the Ethereum core, you actually feel the blades slice in, and the person's eyes just slowly darken and they go slack against the sword. They're currently dead, but I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. And Cachet, I need you to make one as well, because I do apologize.
Okay.
13.
21.
13. Okay. Cachet, the 13, you take 8 points of fire damage as the core of this individual bursts and kind of your face up with flames. Body is still, individual still dead, but Fenris, you got 21.
21, yeah.
All right, you take 4 points fire damage.
Okay.
And Fenris, as your blade carves into this individual, and that little burst of fire comes up and kind of singes part of you and kind of turn away, and then you look back, you see the mix of oil and blood into the sword. I need you to make me a charisma save, please.
$25.
Okay. All right. You feel a pull. You hear the anger of your patron. More. I will have my revenge. But you are able to push through it. Nothing else happens as of now.
Okay, I am gonna take my second attack then.
Okay, this one is a dead. So you're gonna attack this one?
Yep, for... Ooh, nice. 27.
27 hits.
Oh, if that one's dead, I actually get 13 hit points back.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the Hexblade Curse.
You do indeed.
The... that's 14 points of damage. With an 8 on my die.
Yeah, Jesus, you guys are dishing out the damage. It's great. Okay, so this one also, you just cleave its head clean off with the blade right in front of Dixon, who's just kind of like, ah, as you're doing that. And you both need to make dexterity saves now.
Okay, can I take disadvantage on the save if I try and kick him out of the way? Because I've seen this one explode.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you disadvantage, and I'll give himself advantage. Oh, Dixon.
Okay.
He made it.
7.
7. Okay, so
Otherwise would have been a 10, so that's pretty much...
you take 12 points of fire damage,
Yeah,
Fenris.
okay.
And Dixon takes 4. Okay. And Fenris, I need you to make another charisma save as you feel something trying to take control.
Dirty 20.
What's your modifier?
Plus 8. For my
Good,
save.
so is hers. 16 plus 8, I believe, is higher than what you rolled.
Yeah. Yep.
I love my girls and their trauma. Fenris. Something happens. Something pulls. Something breaks. And you too fall away from this space. Back into that underground storage unit. Place that you were dragged to in the asylum. You remember when you first grabbed this weapon. You remember the first blood it tasted. How it fueled you. You carved those people apart. And it put you back together, piece by piece. You feel that rage that she shared with you in that moment. You are now in a frenzy state, Fenris. Battling for control with your patron. During this frenzy state, you have advantage on all of your attacks. You also regain 1d8 of temporary hit points each round. However, you cannot tell friend from foe at this moment in time.
Okay.
Do you believe that is your turn done?
Yeah, nothing really to do with the bonus action, so I'm done.
Okay. Gizmo.
Well, I don't know any of that's happening, so
Nope.
I'm gonna.
You just watched Fenris carve these two people apart.
To be honest, I'm too busy looking at the thing that's going nah in front of me.
That's
I'm gonna charge up the gems on both my hands and 2 blasts point blank rage into it. So
Awesome.
first one is a 23 to hit,
23 hits.
and then oh shit, that is I'll add extra d6. Down, so it's 11 points of lightning damage in the first.
Okay.
And on the second hit, that is a 26 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
Yep.
You don't have to roll damage, it's fine.
It's 8, but sure.
With the extra... Okay, so 16 then. What was the first one? That was 12?
Which what? The first
What
attack?
was the first damage?
It was
You
11.
said it was 12. 11. Double 21. 16. Yeah, yeah. You unleash these bolts into the worker in front of you, and as you do, and you see it lock up its joints, and the metal parts begin to almost glow hot from just the heat of your
God.
spell. And
So sorry
this
for
individual screams in agony as they are being electrocuted and fried from the inside. And you recognize the face of the worker that you were... I don't think you spoke to anybody, but you did see people and you were walking around. That you recognize this individual from just earlier that day. Now curled up and dead on the... fried, basically, on the conveyor belt.
Sorry. I'm gonna just then try and use whatever bit of my turn I have left to continue looking around for parts of Al. Or not Al, Humphrey.
Parts of Al.
I did
Al.
executed, but it seems way worse.
I do have to say you have to make a dexterity save for me though, really quick.
Oh, sugar! I forgot about that.
Keep forgetting about this ability.
Oh,
It's a bit cocked, but it's a 19. Do I have to re-roll
19?
it?
No, you're grand.
Okay, it's
Well, if you want to, you can.
No, I'm happy to take it. It's 21.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, you're grand. So then 4, 5, 6, 7,
It did land mostly flat. It was just like
4 points of fire damage. As basically the chest part just explodes, and you just get a woof of fire in your face. And go ahead.
yeah, I'm just after going, Dad. I'm gonna just start scrambling around looking for Fran as well, but also
Okay.
for bits of Al. Humphrey.
Humphrey.
Damn it!
Okay.
Humphrey.
As the space goes kind of more in a more quieter direction at the moment, you all kind of take a moment to breathe. Currently, you have the one worker that is prone and thrashing around here. You have a slightly twitching, jittery-looking cachet with wisps of shadow all around her. And all of you watch as Fenris slowly turns, blade drawn, to look at you all. And you can almost see spectral wings expand from her. And arms that seem to almost dragon-esque grasp onto her shoulders as a maw opens beside her. And that's what we're going to call it tonight. Keep your initiative rolls, please. We'll keep that.
oh.
Great. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
guys.
Humphrey. Oh, like, come on. But he's
Really?
I do this.
You found Humphrey's
Oh,
arm.
oh. Humphrey is the least of your concerns.
Yeah, man, I'm already in the chute looking for Humphrey. Like, I did not take a
He's,
moment.
like,
I was just in there. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be fair. Like, I was the same. Like, I barely even know. I said, they've got this. I'm just gonna go back
Yeah.
and like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is happening? She's melting into shadow.
I'm
She's
out.
this. Dixon's in the
girl
corner
is
Gizmo
crying.
and I are going on
crying.
an adventure.
Dixon's just like, what's happening?
Revenant somewhere, I assume, as usual.
He's gone again.
Oh.
Even when he's
But
right beside
with-
me, I don't see him.
The teacher was trying to go, come here, I want to show you something. You're like, is
Oh,
anyone
that
seen
Revenant.
Yeah,
Jeez,
like,
he's a stealthy one.
Look at this. No, has anyone seen him? No.
But with that, thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we will see you in the next episode.